Ooh, buddy. It's cold outside, but in the greenhouse, it's 75 degrees today. So I figured, it's windy, it's cold, and it's blustery. Why don't we do a little greenhouse tour? It's been a while, and last time everything was super tiny. So let's check it out. Right here at Backyard Gardens TV. Before we get started, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification bell so you don't miss what we're talking about. But anyways, this winter has been an interesting winter for gardening for me because we have our greenhouse and this is our first year using it. And everything sat really still for a little while, but then all of a sudden, it blew up. So it's pretty cold right now. It's in, you know, I'd say probably the 20s at night, and you know, we'll bounce up into the 40s during the day or 50s sometimes. And like right now, it's 45 outside and it's blowing maybe 25 miles an hour. But in here, like I said, it's 75 degrees, and quite honestly, I'm starting to get a little warm. But everything is growing in here. It's really good. I've learned a lot, and there's a lot of different things that we need to kind of change for next year. I totally expected this to be a learning curve and a learning experience. I mean, I had never grown anything like this, and when we had first started all of this, I said that I was gonna do, I really wanted to insulate a little bit more, and so far this year I haven't really needed it. I'm sure it would have helped a little bit, but to be quite honest, insulation isn't my problem. Like temperature, it's light. That's been a big issue. Cabbages here, they're doing really good, but the problem is they're taking up a lot more room than I wanted them to. And I mean, I expected them to take up some room, and they're a little late getting started, but they're just starting to form a head. So what I'm probably gonna do with these guys is I'm going to start, as soon as it starts to get a little bit warmer outside, and if I can really kind of manage the greenhouse temperature enough to kind of keep it about even with outside, you know, not too much fluctuation or anything, then what I might end up doing is I'm gonna take these and dig them up and move them outside, because quite honestly, I have like 4 square feet used right here, and I can put a lot of other stuff in here in 4 square feet, so, and a lot of fast growing stuff. So it kind of makes sense, because I know after this year that come spring, it's gonna be like 90 degrees in here easily. The crazy thing is, like, my lettuce here, so this is a freckled lettuce, and it's doing good, and you know, things are kind of, it's tight in here, man, it's really tight, but it's doing good. And the mustard that we have here, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mustards, and they're doing really good too, but you can see it's kind of wilty. And the crazy thing is like, you don't have to water the rest of the garden this time of year, really. I don't, because we've had rain and stuff, but because first of all, we don't get any rain in here, and second of all, it gets a lot warmer in here during the day, I've got to water more. You know, this mustard here is just all doing good. All of this lettuce and stuff, man, it's doing really good. And some of it, I think because of the temperature fluctuations, it's trying to bolt, but we're trying not to let it bolt. It's a wee bit tricky, if you know what I'm saying. All of this down here, I gotta get super low for this, it's kind of a pain, but this is all like, so this side here I seeded with radishes, and I just kind of like tossed them out a little bit, and then this side here I did with turnips and rutabaga combined. And I did basically the same thing at the time because I was running really late in the season and I wanted to get stuff to grow. And it turned out to be a mistake, because now I've just got this huge mess of plants growing. Now the good thing is I'm getting stuff out of it, but it's hard for me to plan. So what I'm doing is, as I pull things out, you know, then I'm gonna start adding stuff into its place, because it's just like with everything else in gardening. When you have a little tiny seedling, you can't really envision how big it's gonna get. And that's basically what's happened to me. So, you know, it's like, like this radish here, you know, it's done. So we're gonna pull it out and just kind of, you know, leave this section for a little bit and let it get more room to breathe, because it's so tight in here and the airflow can be so little that it can really be an issue. So there's a lot going on. You can see that the turnips are really starting to get big, and this one's actually ready to go. But here we have parsnips, and they're really starting to take off now. So what we need to do is we need to cut back what we can. And so we're gonna thin these out a little bit. And I left them so big when they're thin in order to thin them, because I didn't know it was gonna make it through the really cold parts of winter. And we are actually in a pretty cold season of winter. This is like our tail end of it before it starts to warm up. But it'll start now to kind of warm up, but we didn't want anything to die. So, you know, better safe than sorry, especially when you have something that grows, that takes a really long time to grow, like parsnips. It can be tough. So we just planted extra, and it does hurt, but at least we'll know we're gonna get something out of it. We have a couple beets, and we have some spinach that's just now starting to do something, but it's taken a long time to do it. And I don't know why that is, because it's a low light vegetable and it doesn't require a lot of heat. Like, it can get pretty cold. So I don't know why it's taken so long to do anything, but you know, we're gonna leave it for now. But if it doesn't start doing something soon, then we're just gonna get it out of there, and I'm gonna probably come in here any day now and start planting some stuff like some kohlrabi and some more turnips and stuff like that. So just trying to get a, you know, one final crop, because if I start now, let's see, this was the middle of February. By April, I should start to get some kind of harvest from stuff. So, you know, I'll put a lot of radishes in here and I'll be able to get a quick turnaround, so that'll be good. Over here we have lettuce, kale, and a couple small kohlrabis that we started a while ago, and they're coming along now. And it's, you know, we're doing cut and come. So we're cutting lettuce a lot, and then we'll come back, we'll cut it, come back, and then that's kind of leaving that area so the light can get to it. But once the kohlrabi start to get big, we'll start to kind of get rid of it, because then it'll be warm enough outside to grow lettuce. So it's kind of like a two-piece situation, you know. It's the best for our bet, the best for our money. We want to get as much as we can and play the weather as much as we can, and that's this is kind of how we're going to do it. But I'm not really excited about eating my beets. I'm just looking at them and I'm not overly excited, but you know, we'll see what we can do. I like juicing them though, they're pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed the greenhouse tour. It's a lot of fun. I'm super glad that I have it, and it made a big difference this year. I gotta open the door, I gotta take this hat off, I gotta get out of here, because believe it or not, it's a little too warm for me in here. I'm not used to it yet. But leave us a like, a subscribe, and a comment. Let us know what you're growing in your gardens right now, or if you're growing anything. And we'd love to hear from you. Check out the Backyard Gardens podcast. Minisodes every Tuesday, full episodes every Thursday, just enough to get you going in your garden this year. And until next time, we want to learn to grow and grow for change, and we'll catch you guys later.